fear. Fear and public speaking go hand in hand for me. That as well as claustrophobia, but I'll save that for another speech. Those are my two biggest fears, public speaking and claustrophobia. You know, it might come as a surprise to all of you, but I was not as prolific of a public speaker as I am right now. Shocking, right? But it all started for me in middle school. Prior to middle school, I don't remember having this affliction. In first grade, I remember I gave a presentation on Tom Thumb. I don't know if anybody knows who Tom Thumb is, but he was the size of Thumb, English folklore. And I did the entire presentation on my knees just to demonstrate how small he actually was. And I don't remember being scared or nervous or anything like that in first grade. I don't remember much from first grade, but I reaffirmed that with my mom. I don't think she told me I wasn't nervous, so that's good. In middle school, as I was going through puberty, my voice began to crack. Every time I would stand in front of the class, raise my hand to volunteer, it seemed that that's the time my voice chose to crack. Everybody would laugh, I would be embarrassed, and I just felt that the best way to get through this was to not volunteer, not speak in front of anyone, and that would prevent my voice from cracking in front of everybody. So as a side note, I watched my bar mitzvah video over Thanksgiving, and it sounded like a mix of chalkboard scratching and babies crying. It was terrible. It was really bad. Sorry to get on the topic, but I thought I should mention that. After middle school, you know, my voice stopped cracking, but the fear of public speaking throughout high school, college, and my professional career still stuck with me because of the experiences I had as a child. Every time I would just think about public speaking, my heart would beat 1,000 times per minute, my palms would sweat, my voice would shake, and all I could think about as I was talking was that everybody could hear my voice shaking, see my palms sweating, and somehow hear my heart beating, which is illogical. In high school, I remember an experience I had. I was my teacher told us we had to give a 10-minute oral presentation in chemistry. And as I mentioned to you last week, chemistry was not my strong subject as it was, but I couldn't even tell you what it was about because all I heard was 10-minute oral presentation. That's why I couldn't get my mind off of it. We had months to prepare, and no matter how many times I practiced, I knew that nothing could replicate me being in front of the class. If Kathir was there, I would have set the record for ums and ahs in a presentation. I believe that 9 out of the 10 minutes of my speech was filled with ums. I'm not kidding. A full 9 minutes. From high school to college, I never took any classes with an oral presentation on the syllabus. If I went to the class and I looked at the syllabus and there was anything that said, you know, you have to have one oral presentation, no matter how long it was, I skipped that class, I withdrew. And that's one of my biggest regrets from college. And in college, there's so many opportunities you have to get through that, to face your fears. They have public speaking courses, but unfortunately public speaking courses require you to speak publicly. So I skipped out on those classes too. Got through college, fear's still with me. My professional life, I'm umming and ahhing my ways through interviews, not even recognizing the fault in my speech. I have a hard time elucidating what I'm trying to say in front of people all the time. And the low point for me was I was sitting in a conference room, and all we had to do was introduce ourselves and give one interesting thing about our lives. And palms started to sweat, heart started to beat real fast, voice started to shake, and I realized, I'm like, that's it. You know, I can't do this anymore. Which brings me to Toastmasters and how proud I am that I was able to overcome my fear. I came up here today, my heart's beating regularly, fortunately. My voice isn't shaking as far as I could tell. You could tell me if I'm wrong. And my palms are only a little sweaty. I still have no idea what I'm doing with my hands when I talk, but I think that's something else I could work on in the future. And I'm proud I was able to overcome this fear, and I'm proud to be a member of Toastmasters. Thank you.
Job well done, Scott. We're all proud of you for overcoming your fear of public speaking.